It struck me the other day that I watch the same few people just over and over on repeat, and I have a select little number of people who I really look forward to their uploads. I love almost every video they put out. I can always like rely on the quality of video that they're going to put out. And I wanted to just make a little list so you guys have some recommendations of people to go and subscribe to and go and follow if it sounds like you would enjoy consuming their content. And if you have any recommendations, please pop them in the comments below. If you are also a creator in this kind of genre, these niches on the internet, please also plug yourself below, shout yourself out, and we can have like a little follow fest and go and support each other. And I think that would be cool. I think that would be a cool way to kick off this month. So I'm going to do this alphabetically. So my first channel is And They Were Readers, which is run by Sierra and John, whose reading tastes do not align to mine, like whatsoever, at all. They read so much lit fic and like deep philosophical, hard-hitting shit that I can maybe stomach one or two a year. But I love their dynamic. I love their energy. I love the way that they talk about the books. I like how in-depth they go into the books and the way that they reference other books and pull in ties to like other things they've read. And they're just very smart. They're a very smart pair of people, and I like listening to them talk about books. So that's number one. Number two is Mara at bookslikewhoa. Mara talks a lot about classics and historical romance and historical fiction and then some fantasy. So her tastes kind of overlap with mine a little bit, but she also knits. She's also very creative and she talks about that a lot. And I really enjoy the low-key, chilled out videos that she produces. There's not a lot of editing to them, and I think that works really well for her. I'm very jealous of her bookshelves. I would like some. But the content I'm enjoying most from her at the moment are the live streams she does with her friend Jess called These Are Our Open Tabs, where they just yap about things that they are consuming at the moment for about an hour and a half. And it's just, I really enjoy their dynamic. I really enjoy the way that they talk about things. They talk about like true crime or knitting or drama on the internet. And I do like a little bit of drama on the internet from select persons. Yes, the content that Mara creates makes my brain go ding, and I appreciate it. Number three is The Cozy Creative, which is the channel for lidiyafoxgloveauthor, which I believe is a pseudonym, like a pen name for the books that she writes, but she's an author. She's been self-publishing for like 15 years. She's also done a bit of trad publishing, and she's like written so much fantasy, and she likes ElfQuest as well, which is like big thumbs up in my book. And I just really like the way that she breaks down creating content as an author, doing the writing, getting the publishing done, how she went about doing the self-publishing thing, how you craft worlds, all the writing advice that she gives. I think it's really thoughtful. It comes from a place of experience, and she's just so chill and laid back, and also lower film quality, which I just like. There's not quite so much effort put into her videos, which makes me feel better about the times that I don't want to put much effort into her videos, because it shows me that quality content doesn't necessarily have to look like everything else that you're seeing on the internet. And I think it's a really good example of that. And she's delves into some really interesting topics about writing. Most recently, there was a really good video about why are main characters always boring? Why are the main characters always your least favourite character in a book? Discuss. Yeah, I just really enjoy her videos. Next one on my list is DezmondZ. You will never find me anyone on the internet who will match this man's energy and like pizzazz when talking about books. It's fantastic. Not everything he reads is quite up my street, but I like hearing about the books that he reads because they're adjacent to what I read. It's like, there's a lot of queer lit in there. There's a lot of like, there's some YA stuff. There's some hard hitting stuff. There's a lot about Black lives and Black culture, which I find really interesting. And there's a lot of recommendations on his channel that I don't see anywhere else. And I don't know if that's because I'm living in like a little bubble of my internet, but I really enjoy the recommendations that he comes out with. Whether or not I actually want to read them, but I really enjoy the way that he talks about books. I just think it's really fun. Like, there's no drone, there's no monotone. He keeps things interesting. Next on my list is Grace Ellaby. She is a relatively new discovery for me. I think I've only been watching for a couple of months, but we have terrifyingly similar taste in books. So that's like huge plus in my book. But we clearly have the same sort of interests, and the way that she talks about books and her experiences like a librarian all comes together to just form some really interesting, chilled out, cozy vlogs and cozy videos. And there's a surprising amount of like middle grade recs in her videos that I really enjoy as well. So big thumbs up, would recommend. Then we have KateCavanaugh Writes, who it's an AuthorTube account rather than a BookTube account. So it's all about writing. I write. That's a thing that I do. So I like consuming content about it. But what I really like about Kate is that she goes and she treats every vlog like an experiment. So she's always pushing herself to see how much she can do. She takes on challenges. She just wrote 100,000 words in 3 months. She'll do sprints. She'll knuckle down for a couple of hours and just like spurt out words. And I aspire to have that much like gumption when it comes to writing. I think the way that she approaches writing is really interesting. She doesn't approach it like it's a chore or like it's boring. She approaches it like it's a game, and I find that really interesting. Next we have LiselleSambury. Liselle is a full-time author, so she talks about her publishing experience and her life as a full-time author and what her days look like, what her schedules look like, what deadlines she's looking at, how she works towards those, how she prioritizes her like to-do list. I would love to be an author one day, like pipe dream. Would love to be an author, would love to be a full-time author. I've got to finish, you know, a draft of a book first, but... So hearing about Liselle and the way that how she got there and what she does to keep going and how many books she's working on at one time and how she balances that all, really interesting. I really enjoy her videos. Next we have Win at Literary Diversions. I don't necessarily have a lot of overlapping taste with Win, but I really, really enjoy the way that they talk about books, like a lot, because they're not afraid to get salty. And they're also not afraid to gush about the books that they love and highlight the important topics in them and expand their like reading bubble that they are sat in. And I find that the recommendations I get from Win's channel are often the ones that will push me out of my comfort zone, but in the right direction to like a new comfort zone that I didn't know existed yet, if that makes sense. Yeah. Also, Scottish accent is very nostalgic for me because my mum's Scottish, so that's also a friendly way to imbibe book content. Next we have Olivia's Pages. Olivia is it's either a screenwriter or an aspiring screenwriter. I don't know how far they've gotten in that journey, but they write screenplays, they write novels, they read a bit, and they vlog about their life doing it. So same kind of reason that I enjoy LiselleSambury's videos. It's like days in my life about reading and writing and script writing as well, which is interesting. And like they went to a conference in one of their vlogs a while back where they had to pitch their like screenplay they were working on, and I thought that was really cool. I thought that was really interesting. I don't know much about that, so that was interesting to hear about. So that is why I like that channel. That's why I like watching Olivia's Pages. And then lastly, I have Syd Bookworm. Syd reads a lot of the same things that I do, but also pushes my comfort zone a little because they read a lot more litfic than I do. And I think I just have to accept that I'm a litfic person this year because I've just had 2 5-star litfics in a row. So it's getting harder and harder to deny. But Syd has that nice Venn diagram of like fantasy we both read and enjoy, and then the little litfic corner over here, and other like historical stuff sometimes that I also like. Oh, well, if Syd likes it, I will probably like it too. Which is an enjoyable dynamic to have with a channel. Syd is also like unbearably cheerful all the time about everything, and it's very endearing to watch. So yeah, those are like my top creators at the moment that I'm really enjoying watching. Who are you really enjoying at the moment? Let me know down below. I would like to follow more people. I'd like to subscribe to more people. Let me know if you make content down below and I will come and check you out, because I like to expand my little corner of the internet where I talk about books and writing and all of that good shit, and I am losing my voice. So I need to finish this video. Please like and subscribe if you liked the video. My Patreon and all my other social media is linked in the description, and I will see you in the next video.